The day begins simple. The sky is clear. The school gate opens. Students walk in with slow steps and sleepy eyes. She walks in too. A black girl with a neat backpack and a calm face. She is early. She likes to be early. It helps her breathe. The corridor smells like paper and floor cleaner. Lockers click. Shoes squeak. A poster says, "Be kind." She reads it without stopping. She has a small routine: water fountain, then class. She takes one sip, then two. Cold water, clear head. Good start. She reaches the classroom door. It is half open. Lights are on. The room is warm. The projector rests on the cart like a quiet box. A stack of quiz papers sits on the front desk. The teacher is inside, rubbing eyes with one hand and holding a cup of coffee in the other. He looks tired. Maybe the printer jammed. Maybe he had a long night. He nods when she walks in. She nods back. No extra words, just respect. She takes her seat near the front, second row by the window. This is her spot. Not too close, not too far. The light from the window is soft here. On the desk, she places three things: a pen, a spare pen, and a small notebook with a blue cover. She keeps her phone in her bag silent. She likes a quiet desk. It makes her feel ready. The room fills slowly. A girl with braids sits 2 seats left and waves. A boy with loud sneakers slides into the back row. 2 friends whisper about a game. Someone laughs at a sticker on a water bottle. Chairs scrape a little. Nothing sharp, nothing harsh. It is a normal morning. The teacher clears his throat. "Good morning," the class answers, some loud, some soft. He puts the coffee down and checks the quiz stack. He taps it twice, lines it up, and exhales. His eyes are red around the edges. He is not angry. He is just tired. He writes the date on the board. The marker squeaks. He adds the topic: review quiz, short answers. The class settles more. Backpacks stop moving. Phones go away. The air gets still. Our girl sits tall. She opens her blue notebook and turns to a page she marked with a small sticky tab. She reads one line under her breath. Define theme. She smiles. She knows this one. She keeps reading, one more line, then closes the notebook and waits. At 8:12, the door opens again. A new student steps in, a boy with a gray hoodie and a quick glance. He is not late, but almost. He scans the room and takes the empty seat behind her. He drops his bag quietly and looks around like he is mapping the place. The teacher points to the attendance sheet. The boy signs and sits. The teacher begins. Phones away. Desks clear. Pencils only. His voice is steady. He explains the rules. No talking, no passing notes, eyes on your own work. Normal rules. Simple rules. He starts to hand out the quiz papers, one row at a time. Our girl receives hers. She writes her name at the top in neat letters. She waits for the start signal. The boy behind her taps his pencil twice on the desk. It is a small sound, but she hears it. She does not turn. She keeps her eyes forward. Begin, the teacher says. Pens touch paper. The room becomes very still. Only the clock on the wall moves with a soft tick. Our girl answers the first question, then the second. Her writing is small and clear. She does not rush. She does not pause too long. She breathes in and out steady. In the back, a chair leg wobbles. A classmate coughs once. A phone in someone's backpack vibrates on the floor, just a short buzz, then stops. The teacher's eyes lift at the sound, then drop back to the attendance sheet. No warning. Not yet. The boy behind her shifts in his seat. Paper rustles. He leans forward for a second as if to read the board better, then leans back. His breath is quick and thin. He taps the pencil again, faster this time. Tap, 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 then stillness. Our girl reaches the last question on page 1. She flips to page 2. The page edge makes a clean whisper. She writes 3 lines about a character's choice. She is proud of that answer, but she does not smile now. She stays calm. She has learned to keep her face simple during a test. It helps. Near the door, a small poster flaps with air from the vent. It is the only thing moving. The teacher steps to the projector cart and tries to turn it on. The light blinks, then dies. He presses the button again. Nothing. He frowns and checks the power strip with one hand, keeping his eyes half on the class. The cart wobbles once, then settles. The projector stays dark. He gives up, straightens the quiz stack, and walks the rows. Shoes soft on tile. He glances at desks, at faces, at hands. He passes our girl's row. Her paper is clean. Her hands are steady. He nods and walks on. Behind her, the boy with the gray hoodie lowers his eyes and looks at his own quiz. He presses his lips tight. A minute later, something small slides across her shoe. It is so light she almost misses it. She looks down. A folded square of paper rests near her foot. She did not drop it. She did not touch it. She does nothing. She keeps her hands on her pen and her eyes on her quiz. She waits for the teacher to walk by again. In the back, a whisper tries to start and dies in a half-breath. The teacher's head lifts fast. He does not see mouths moving. He only sees a line of bodies, straight and still. The clock ticks once, loud in the quiet. Our girl raises her hand halfway to ask for extra paper. She stops. She decides to finish in the space she has. She shrinks her letters just a little. The folded square still sits near her shoe like a quiet question. The teacher turns and looks down the middle aisle. His eyes are sharp now. He sees a small movement near the front. Her elbow comes in as she makes her letters small. At the same time, the gray hoodie behind her shifts his foot. The paper square nudges forward half an inch. Timing can be tricky. A simple thing can look like a wrong thing. The teacher walks closer to the front. His face has no anger yet, only alert. He passes a desk, then another. Our girl keeps writing. The paper square touches the leg of her chair. A soft buzz sounds again from a bag on the floor 3 seats away. The teacher turns his head sharply toward the sound. He does not call it out. He only marks the spot in his mind. His eyes come back to the front. He sees the little square again near her chair. He stops beside her row. "Everything okay here?" he says in a low voice. She looks up once, respectful. "Yes," she says. Her voice is clear. Her pen tip waits above the paper. She does not look down at the floor. She does not look behind. The boy in the gray hoodie uncrosses his ankles under the desk. The square moves a finger's width. The teacher's eyes follow the movement. He looks from the square to our girl, then to her empty hands, then back to the square. He says nothing. He bends, picks up the paper, and holds it between 2 fingers. It feels warm from shoes and floor. It is folded tight. He does not open it yet. He places it on her desk corner. "We'll deal with this after the quiz," he says, still low. His voice is even, but there is a new line in it now, thin and tense. Our girl nods. "Okay." She goes back to her answer, careful letters, steady pace. Inside her chest, her heart adds 1 extra beat, then calms. The teacher moves away. The room breathes again. Pens keep moving. The clock keeps ticking. Outside the window, a small cloud passes the sun, and the light shifts just a little across the desks. It is a normal morning almost. The kind that hides a small stone under smooth water. Most feet will not feel it. Hers might. The paper square sits on the edge of her desk, quiet, closed, and full of trouble she did not ask for. She finishes her last answer on page 2. She checks her name at the top. She checks 1 word for spelling. She puts her pen down for 2 seconds, then lifts it again. She looks straight ahead. She does not touch the square. She does not even look at it. She waits. Across the room, the projector's tiny standby light blinks back to life for a second and dies again. The teacher rubs his temples. He counts the minutes left. He does not know yet. She does not know yet. The class does not know yet. But the morning has changed by an inch, and sometimes 1 inch is enough to move a whole day. The quiz clock keeps moving. The room is quiet but not calm. It is the kind of quiet that listens for trouble. The folded square sits on the edge of her desk like a tiny stone. She does not touch it. She keeps writing. Her pen makes small, neat marks on paper. Her eyes stay forward. Her breath stays slow. Behind her, the boy in the gray hoodie leans back, then forward. His shoes slide an inch. His chair squeaks a little. He glances at the teacher, then at the clock, then at the floor. His jaw is tight. The teacher walks to the front and checks the projector again. It blinks and dies. He presses the button harder, as if force will fix it. It will not. He closes his eyes for 1 second, then opens them. He picks up a red pen from the desk and holds it like a small tool that can keep order. A phone vibrates on the floor again. Short, sharp. The sound seems to come from the middle row, but sound can lie. It can bounce. The teacher turns his head. His face is steady, but the skin around his eyes is thin with stress. He decides to patrol the rows once more. He moves left to right, slow, scanning hands, faces, and desks. He has a rule. If he sees a problem, he marks the desk with a small red dot and deals with it after time is up. No loud talk. No public scene. Just a mark. He reaches the middle row. A boy in a cap covers a yawn with his sleeve. A girl chews her pencil eraser. He passes them. He steps toward the front where our girl sits. The folded square glows in his mind like a signal flare. He stops beside her desk and looks at the square again. He looks at her hands. They are empty except for the pen. He looks at her paper. It is full of answers. He wants to believe what he sees. He also remembers a line from the school policy about strict silence and no passing notes. He taps the desk edge with the red pen, very light. "Eyes on your work," he whispers to the class, not just to her. Then, without a word to her, he reaches and places the smallest dot of red ink at the top right corner of her desk, barely bigger than a freckle. It is not a judgment. It is a hold. It means we will talk. She sees the dot. Her chest feels tight for a moment. She keeps her face calm. She writes the next line. Inside, a question grows. Why me? Behind her, the boy in the gray hoodie presses his lips together until they turn pale. His eyes flick to the dot, then away. He taps his pencil once and stops. He stares at his own quiz without seeing it. The teacher moves on. He marks another desk, different reason, a phone peeking out. He marks a third, whispering lips that will not stay still. The red pen feels heavier with each dot. He wants this to end clean. He wants the bell. The clock ticks. The room breathes. The air seems colder now. Our girl reaches the last question and writes a careful answer. She keeps her letters small to save space. She does not take her eyes off the page. She does not touch the square. She does not even brush it with her sleeve. On the back row, two boys exchange a look. One tilts his chin toward the front. The other raises his brows like a question mark. The first boy nods in a quick, nervous way. His foot taps under the desk, a soft code no one else can hear. In the front, the teacher places the red pen down and picks up his coffee. The cup is cold now. He takes a sip anyway. It tastes like yesterday. He sets it down and checks the time left, 8 minutes. He decides to collect early from the right side. If you are done, face your paper down, he says softly. Some students flip their sheets. The sound of paper is like small waves. Our girl keeps writing her final sentence. She adds one last word. She puts a period. She reads it once, nods to herself, then places the pen down. She flips her paper face down, clean and flat. Her hands fold in her lap. Her eyes lift to the board. The folded square still sits on the edge of her desk, untouched. The teacher approaches her row to collect. As he nears, the boy behind her shifts again. His knee bumps his desk. A second folded piece, smaller, thinner, slides from under his sleeve and drops. It lands near the leg of our girl's chair, half hidden by shadow. He freezes. His eyes go wide. He slides his shoe to cover it. The teacher bends to pick up our girl's quiz. He sees her desk neat, her paper down, her pen capped. Then his eye catches the second small fold near the chair leg. For a split second, both papers look like hers. 2 folds. One story forming too fast, he straightens slowly. Hands on desks, he says, low but clear. The room pauses. He kneels and picks up the second fold. He places both squares on the front corner of her desk, stacked now. They look like a pair. They are not, she inhales. Her throat is dry. Sir, she starts but stops. She remembers the rule, no talking. He meets her eyes. There is no anger in his face. There is only pressure. Pressure from the clock, from the rules, from the noise that keeps not being a sound. He nods once, a promise to himself. After the bell. Calm. He moves down the row, collecting more papers. His steps are even. His chest is not. Behind her, the boy in the gray hoodie's hands tremble just a little. He presses them flat on the desk to stop the shake. Sweat gathers at his hairline. He looks like someone standing too close to a door that is about to open. A whisper begins at the back. 2 words, then a hush. The teacher turns. The whisper dies. He looks at the clock again. 5 minutes left. A soft clack comes from the projector. The tiny light flashes and dies. It feels like the room's last joke. He finishes collecting and places the stack on his desk. He lays his palm on top to keep the papers from sliding. He breathes in through his nose, out through his mouth. He looks at the front row. The red dots glow in his mind like warning flags on a map. Time, he says. Face papers down if you haven't. Hands off, pens drop. Silence stretches. The bell has not rung yet, but the room already feels like it wants to run somewhere. He walks to the board and writes, "Quiz ended." Then he turns and points to the corner. You and you, stay a moment after the bell. His finger does not point at faces, only at desks. Our girl's desk is one of them. Her stomach drops a little. She sits straight. She does not speak. She looks at the board because looking anywhere else might show too much. The boy behind her closes his eyes for 1 second. When he opens them, they are flat with a plan that has no plan in it. The bell rings. Chairs jump, bags zip. The door opens and air rushes out as if the room has been holding its breath for 20 minutes. Most of the class streams into the hall. 3 desks stay put. The teacher waits for the flow to end. He closes the door. The click is soft, but it sounds like a lock in the ear. He walks to the front row. He places 2 fingers on the stacked squares on our girl's desk. He looks at her, then at the boy behind her, then at the 3rd student down the row. He speaks in a level voice. No one is in trouble yet. We will sort this out, one at a time. The hallway noise leaks through the door. Laughter, lockers, a rolling cart. Inside, the room is small and bright. The red pen rests on the desk like a tiny siren. He lifts the top fold. He opens it slow. The paper crackles. He reads. His face does not change, but his eyes do. He puts it down. He opens the second. He reads. His jaw tightens a little. He places both papers flat. He looks up at her. Did you write these? His tone is neutral, careful. She meets his eyes. No, sir, he nods. He does not say, I believe you. He does not say, I do not. He says, tell me what you saw. She tells him simple truth. I saw nothing. I felt something slide by my shoe. I did not touch it. I kept writing. The boy behind her clears his throat. His voice comes out thin. I didn't write. He stops. He swallows. I don't know. The teacher holds up a hand. One at a time. He taps the corner of her desk where the red dot is, a dot that means pause judgment. He glances at the folded papers again. He needs one more piece. He needs time. The clock steals it. From the hallway, a different teacher knocks and cracks the door. Copy room is jammed again, she says with a tired smile. You okay? He nods once. Yes. He closes the door. He turns back to them. He takes a breath to speak. The radio on his desk, small, old, from the office, hisses, then pops to life. All teachers, reminder, hallway duty in 5. Also report any phone use during quizzes. The speaker crackles out. He looks at the boy's desk, then at the floor where a faint, soft buzz was heard before. He looks at the papers. He looks at her calm face. He feels the morning tilt 1 inch more. Come to the front, he says softly. We're going to check this the right way. He does not know it, but the next minute will take a normal day and break it open. The room is not loud, but it is tight. The air feels thin like a balloon ready to squeak. The teacher stands at the front with the 2 folded notes on the desk. He breathes slow. He wants facts. He wants order. He points to the 3 students who stayed. Front row, please. His voice is calm but firm. She moves first. She takes her paper bag and walks to the front. Her steps are steady. The boy in the gray hoodie follows, eyes down. The 3rd student, a quiet girl from the side row, stands last and folds her arms to keep them still. Sit, the teacher says. He points to the 1st row seats. He sits on the edge of his own desk, not behind it. He wants to look even, not high. A soft knock on the door. A student helper pushes in a small box of new markers. He sees the scene and freezes. The teacher gives a small nod. Leave them. Thank you. The helper puts the box down and backs out. The door closes. The click is soft. It still feels like a lock. The teacher holds the 1st folded square. This was on the floor near your shoe, he says to the girl. Did you see who dropped it? No, sir. He holds the 2nd. And this slid from under a chair near you, he says, eyes shifting to the boy in the hoodie. The boy swallows. I didn't. One at a time, the teacher says again. No heat, just a line. He opens the 1st note. 4 words only. Wavy handwriting. Ask about the hint. He opens the 2nd. A small crude drawing. A face with glasses and a speech bubble that says boring with a frown. The glasses look like his. He keeps his face still. He turns the notes so the ink faces down. School rules are clear, he says. No notes in a quiz. No comments about a staff member. He looks at both of them. We will not shout. We will not guess. We will check. He stands and walks to the corner where a document camera sits, the kind that shows papers on the board. He plugs the cable into the projector. The little projector light blinks once, then dies again. He exhales. He does not fight the machine now. He reaches for his desk radio instead. Office? I need hallway camera clips for room 204, window 805-840, he says. Just the corridor outside and the door angle. The radio crackles. Copy will pull. He returns to them. While we wait, we will check desks for any more paper. Empty only what you wrote for the quiz. I will not touch your personal things. They nod. She pulls out only the blue notebook to show it is closed, then tucks it back. The boy opens his desk. A pencil, an eraser, a scrap with a math formula from another class. No fresh notes. The quiet girl from the side row has nothing under her desk, only a tissue. The teacher sees clean spaces. He wants to relax. He does not. He looks at the boy's sleeves. The cuffs are loose. A small edge of torn paper dust clings to the fabric like lint. The room's fluorescent lights hum. The hum feels louder than before. The radio crackles again. Office to 204, corridor camera ready. Door view 2. Do you want us to send to your screen? Yes. The projector coughs and gives him one thin line of image. Then another. The picture shakes, then locks. The board shows a grainy corridor with students moving. Timestamp numbers glow in the corner. He stands to the side so they can all see. He moves the timeline back to just before the bell. The video shows the class flowing in. He sees the boy in the hoodie enter. Hands in pocket. Eyes quick. He sees the girl arrive earlier, calm and neat. He watches the door angle when the quiz starts. Nothing strange, he speeds up 10 minutes. The image shows a staff member walking by with copies. Then a kid from another class pauses at the window to wave at a friend, then moves on. Nothing helpful yet. He taps the desk thinking. He is not a detective. He is a teacher. But this morning makes him both. He turns off the projector. The classroom flicker stops. The silence grows. Okay, he says. Let me ask you the same thing in a new way. He looks at the girl first. When did you first notice anything near your foot? When a small paper touched my shoe, she says. I did not look down. I kept writing. Later you picked it up. He nods. He turns to the boy. When did you last move your hands under the desk? The boy's eyes shift. He shrugs. I don't know. The teacher waits. He is good at waiting. The boy fidgets. He tries again. Maybe when my pencil fell once. Did it? The teacher asks. I did not see you pick it up. The boy presses his lips together. His knee starts a tiny shake. He stops it with his hand. The teacher looks at the third student. Did you see a hand pass a note? The quiet girl shakes her head. I was on the side row, she says. I saw you pick papers near her chair after the bell. He nods. No help. From the hall, a burst of laughter explodes and fades. The room feels more alone. He picks up the red pen. He draws a small dot on a sticky note and sets it next to the folded squares. It looks like a small red moon with 2 gray stones beside it. He stares at the set for a second as if a picture might talk. It does not. He sets the pen down. He makes a choice. We will take a short walk, he says. You two, he points to the girl and the boy, with me. You, he nods to the third, and wait here. I will be 2 minutes. He steps into the corridor with them. The hallway is cooler. Locker doors are shut. A poster says 0 tolerance for bullying. His eyes pass over it without seeing it. He stops beside the door, out of the traffic lane. He keeps his voice low. Listen, he says. I will not accuse anyone without proof. But notes and a quiz break rules. And a drawing like this, he taps his pocket where the note now sits, disrespects a person. He turns to the boy. If you made a mistake, say it. Small truth now is better than big trouble later. The boy's chin trembles once. He looks at the floor. He shakes his head. I didn't, he whispers, but the word has air holes in it. The teacher breathes in. He looks at the girl. Did you pass anything for anyone? No, sir, she says. Her voice is steady. Her eyes are clear. He believes how her eyes sit in her face. He also knows eyes can be brave even when hands are not. He points back toward the room. We will check one more thing. They step inside. The third student sits straight, hands in lap. The teacher moves to the document camera again, but this time he does not try the projector. He uses the small monitor on the desk that works on its own. He places the 2 notes under the lens, not to show everyone, but to zoom for himself. He studies the handwriting. He looks at the letter shapes. The A in ask is sharp with a flat top. The B in boring has a wide upper loop. He glances, without saying it, at how the boy in the hoodie wrote his name on the attendance sheet earlier. The B shape matches the upper loop. His jaw moves once. He still does not accuse. He is close, not finished. He needs one more clear link. He turns to the girl. "You can go sit at your desk," he says. "Thank you for staying calm." She nods. She returns to her seat, second row by the window. She places her bag down. She looks straight ahead, hands flat on the desk. Her breathing is even, but her chest feels tight, like a shirt one size too small. The teacher faces the boy. "Hands," he says gently. The boy shows them, clean, trembling, sleeves, the teacher says. The boy pushes the cuffs back. A tiny paper fiber clings to the inner stitch. Small, white. He plucks at it with a nail and fails to hide it. The teacher sees the move. He lifts one hand, palm calm. "It's okay," he says softly. "I see it." He steps closer, slow. He does not reach fast. He does not grab. He points. "May I?" The boy nods, eyes wet now. The teacher takes the fiber between two fingers and places it on the desk under the small monitor. He zooms. It is nothing and something. A torn edge with a ridge that matches the fold style of the note. The room holds a long breath. The radio crackles. "Office to 204. Quick update." A hallway cam shows a student in gray hoodie pausing at the water fountain at 8:10, folding paper in one hand. "Sending clip to your screen." The monitor blinks. A tiny, grainy video appears. The gray hoodie at the fountain, head down, hand folding, thumb creasing an edge. The teacher looks at the boy. The boy looks at the floor. "I'm sorry," the boy whispers. The words fall like small stones. He does not say which sorry he means. Sorry for the note, sorry for the drawing, sorry for letting the square slide toward the wrong desk. Maybe all of it. Maybe none. The teacher nods once as if he knew the shape of these words before they were born. He keeps his voice careful. "We will fix this, but we do it right." He moves to the front desk, picks up the two folded papers again and places them side by side, flat and open. He writes the time in tiny letters at the corner. He does not raise his voice. He does not make a scene. Then a small accident happens. He reaches to slide a chair back into place. His elbow bumps the document camera arm. The camera swings. The monitor image jerks, and for a flash it shows the class door window like a mirror. Outside the door, a phone is raised. A shape is recording through the glass. The teacher freezes. The girl turns her head. The boy's eyes go wide. The third student gasps. The teacher walks to the door and opens it. The hallway is empty now. Only echo and air. Whoever held the phone has moved. Fast. He shuts the door and turns back. The room feels smaller. The morning feels thinner. A new thread has entered the day. A clip with no context. He looks at the girl, then at the boy, then at the notes. His voice is still level, but the edge is sharper. "No one leaves," he says. "We call the office now." He reaches for the radio. The radio is warm in his hand. The room is cold on the skin. The teacher keeps his voice even. "Office, this is room 204. Possible phone recording through door window. We need support." "Copy," the office replies. "Sending hall monitor. Lock classroom for now." He sets the radio down. He turns the thumb lock on the door. Click. The click is small. It sounds large. The girl sits straight in the second row. Her hands are flat on the desk. She looks calm, but her breath sits high in her chest. The boy in the gray hoodie stares at the floor. The third student looks from face to face, unsure where to put her eyes. The teacher returns to the front. Two notes lie open. One says ask about the hint. The other has the boring drawing with glasses. The handwriting is messy but young. The corner fibers match the tiny lint on the boy's sleeve. The picture looks like the teacher's glasses. It pokes. "It is not funny. Listen," he says. "We will use steps. Step 1, facts. Step 2, who did what. Step 3, outcomes. No shouting." He glances at the girl. "No blaming the wrong person." A knock. The hall monitor, a calm woman with a badge lanyard, stands at the door. He opens. She steps in and scans the room with soft eyes. "Heard you had a phone at the window," she says. "Just a flash," the teacher answers. "Gone now," she nods. "I'll run the hall. You keep the class steady." She steps out and the door closes again. The lock clicks. The room breathes out. The quiet returns like a blanket that is too thin. The teacher walks to the small monitor again. He plays the new clip from The Office. Gray hoodie at the water fountain, folding paper. He pauses on the fold. He zooms in on the thumb crease. He does not say the word match. He lets the image say it. The boy swallows. His voice is a dry leaf. It was a joke. About me? The teacher asks. The boy's mouth opens, no sound. Then, about the quiz. The teacher's eyes rest on the boring drawing. The glasses line is clear. He does not push, not yet. He points to the other note. And this? The boy glances at the girl. Shame crosses his face like a cloud. She didn't. I pushed it by mistake, he says, words falling out of order. The teacher raises a hand. Thank you for the piece. We will put the whole together. He lifts both notes carefully and slides them into a clear sleeve. He writes the time on a sticky label and seals it. Calm, slow, official. The girl's phone buzzes inside her bag. One short buzz, then silence. She does not touch it. She stares at the board. The teacher's eyes flick to the bag, then back to her face. He files the detail but says nothing. A new knock. The head of department, HOD, appears. Tall, quiet, eyes that see edges. The teacher opens the door. The HOD steps in. What do we have? 2 notes during quiz. Possible hallway recording. This student, he nods to the girl, had notes near her shoe and desk. This student, he nods to the boy, was seen on hallway cam folding paper. The HOD looks at the girl first. Did you pass a note? No, she says, simple, true. The HOD looks at the boy. Did you pass a note? The boy's voice is very small. Yes, a heartbeat. I pushed one forward. To whom? He stares at the desktop. I don't know. Just forward. The HOD nods once. No lecture. He turns to the teacher. Any other evidence? Door window phone, the teacher says. No face, gone. The HOD pulls out a school tablet. We can ping corridor cams and Wi-Fi probe requests, he says. If a phone tried to upload in the hall, it pings. He types. He does not wait for results. He looks at the notes on the desk. He points to the drawing. This is not okay. His voice is soft and heavy. We respond, but we do not explode. The teacher nods. He hears the words like a rail under his feet. He stands on them. The HOD turns to the girl. Tell me the timeline. Short, she tells it. I came early. I sat front row. I did the quiz. A paper touched my shoe. I did not touch it. After the bell, 2 papers were on my desk. He nods. He turns to the boy. Your timeline. I came almost late. I sat behind her. I folded a paper at the fountain. I pushed a paper forward once. I dropped another by accident. His eyes shine. I'm sorry. For what? The HOD asks. For making it look like she did it, the boy says. The words hurt to say. They land in the room like small nails. Everyone feels them. The HOD breathes once through his nose. Okay. He looks at the teacher. We will need the corridor camera angle that faces into the door window. If we can see a hand with a phone, we can track. The teacher nods and radios the office. The office says, sending now. The tablet pings. The HOD checks. Wi-Fi shows an upload attempt near your door at 8:39. Device name generic. Could be any phone. But the time is tight. He doesn't smile. He doesn't frown. He writes the time down. He looks at the classroom window. Outside, the hall monitor crosses the frame, steady, scanning. Inside, the quiet girl in the side row raises a finger. Sir? Yes, the teacher says. I saw something small in the reflection on the board when you turned earlier, she says. Like a phone. But the hand was low. Maybe someone crouched. The HOD walks to the board and angles it. He stands where the teacher stood. He looks at the glass like a mirror. Good eye, he says to her. He marks a spot on the floor with a dry erase cap. Here is where a crouch would be invisible to the door window but visible in reflection. He steps back. Smart trick. Not a child's trick. The word trick changes the air. The teacher's jaw tightens. His hands stay open. The tablet pings again. The office sends the door window cam. The HOD plays it. Grainy, tilted, but enough. A shoulder in the frame, a sleeve. A phone in 2 fingers, low, sideways, quick. The face is a smear. The hair is long. Could be anyone. Could be someone. The HOD pauses and zooms. A faint bracelet flashes at the wrist. 3 tiny beads, dark light dark. The quiet girl whispers, I've seen that bracelet. Whose? The HOD asks. She looks nervous. I think. The boy with the cap in the back row. He wears beads. Black, white, black. The teacher's eyes flick left, remembering the back row. Cap, yawn, pencil chewing. Beads on her wrist? He did not clock it. He swallows the small regret. Call him in, the HOD says calmly, but slowly. No crowd. The hall monitor brings the boy with the cap back. He is casual at first, then less. He looks at the notes on the desk. He looks at the tablet screen. He looks at the bracelet on his wrist. He slides his hand under his sleeve. Too late. The HOD keeps his voice soft. Did you record through the door? The boy shrugs. Everyone does. Not here, the teacher says. No heat steel, the boy rolls his eyes and cracks. Okay, I filmed. It was funny. The room tightens. The HOD's face stays flat. Delete it now. He holds out a school deletion form on paper. Sign this. Then open your phone, the boy hesitates. My right, this is school property zone, the HOD says. We are asking for consent. Without it, we call parents and admin. Your choice. The boy looks at the door. He looks at the bracelet. He looks at the teacher's glasses. He signs. He opens the phone. The HOD watches his hands. The hall monitor stands by the door. The teacher stands still. The boy opens the Photos app. There it is, a 17-second clip from the door window. The last seconds only after the bell. The frame shakes. The audio is breath and a chair scrape. It shows the teacher turning. The notes on the desk, the girl at the front row. No start, no cause. Only a slice that can be twisted. Delete, the HOD says. The boy taps. The HOD says, recently deleted. The boy opens and deletes again. The HOD uses the tablet to note the time. He asks the office to confirm deletion via Wi-Fi Delta. They confirm. The boy sags. The HOD turns to the teacher and the girl. This short clip would have told a wrong story, he says. We stopped it. But sometimes the internet is faster than we are. He looks at the tablet. We will still check if it was shared. The teacher nods. He looks at the girl. You did well, he says quietly. You stayed steady. She nods once. She is steady on the outside. Inside, a small storm spins. The HOD places both notes back on the desk side by side. He taps the boring drawing. This is disrespect to a person, he says. He taps ask about the hint. This breaks test rules. He looks at the boy in the hoodie. You will face consequences. He looks at the boy with the cap. You too. He looks at the girl. You will not. The teacher exhales slow. The room warms by 1 degree and then the tablet pings again. The HOD reads. His eyes sharpen. We have a problem, he says. A different clip is online. Not the door clip. A desk-level shot from inside the room. 10 seconds. Anonymous account. Already reposted twice. Everyone freezes. A desk-level shot? The teacher repeats. From where? The HOD scrubs the tiny upload. The angle is low, from the back row between 2 backpacks. It shows the teacher placing the red dot near the front row. It shows the folded square near the girl's shoe. It shows the teacher picking it up and setting it on her desk. No sound, no context, only positions that can be made into blame. The HOD looks at the seating chart. He looks at the back row. 2 empty chairs now. One belonged to the boy with the cap. The other to a quiet student who left with the flow. The hall monitor speaks into her radio. Find the student who sat behind the cap. Pull them quietly. She steps out. The teacher's hands curl and then flatten. He looks at the girl. She is very still. She whispers, people will think. I know, he says. The words taste like metal, but the full truth walks. It will arrive. The HOD folds his arms and the room waits. The next knock will decide the road. The hallway noise fades like a wave. Inside room 204, the air turns heavy. The inside clip is out there now, 10 seconds with no start, no end. A slice that cuts the wrong person. The HOD stands still, tablet in hand. The teacher stands beside the desk, jaw set, eyes tired but clear. The girl sits in the second row, hands flat, back straight. She looks calm. Inside, her heart knocks softly. Steady. Steady. The door opens. The hall monitor returns with a student from the back row. The quiet one who left with the flow. He has a neat bag and careful shoes. His eyes dart, then settle. He sits where the HOD points. Did you place a phone between the backpacks? The HOD asks. His tone is even, not sharp. The student blinks. No. The HOD shows a still frame from the low clip. A backpack strap in the left edge, a pencil case in the right, the red dot moment in the middle. This match your view? The student swallows. Many people sit back there. Today, the HOD says you did. Silence. The student's mouth twists. I didn't. I only... He stops. He looks at the bracelet boy, then at the hoodie boy, then at the teacher's glasses. He drops his eyes. The teacher's voice is quiet. We will not fight you. We will ask you to help. The student nods once, tiny. He pulls his phone out slow. He puts it on the desk. Hands away. The HOD taps through the gallery. The clip is there. 10 seconds. He plays it. It looks bad. The room feels it. Delete, the HOD says. The student nods and deletes. The HOD checks recently deleted. Deletes again. He writes the time down. Then he breathes out. But others already reposted. The teacher closes his eyes for a second. Opens them. Then we give the full story faster, he says. The words are simple. The job is not. Office and the HOD radios. We need full classroom angle from start of quiz to bell. Also door, window, corridor, and water fountain clips, priority. Copy, the office says. Processing. The teacher turns to the 3 students, the girl, the hoodie boy, the cap boy. He speaks soft and clear. You will sit up front. We will walk through the minutes with calm voices. No shouting. The truth must arrive like a careful train. On tracks, they sit. The room is a small station. The HOD opens the desk drawer and takes out a timeline strip, a long white card with tick marks. He writes 8:05 on one end and 8:40 on the other. He draws small boxes for events. He passes the marker to the teacher. The first box. Quiz starts. The second. Paper at shoe. The third. Red dot placed. The fourth. 2 notes found. The fifth. Door clip deleted. The sixth. Inside clip found. He leaves space for the hard moment none of them wants to name yet. The office sends links. The HOD loads the full room camera. A wide angle from the front corner. Grainy but honest. The whole class is there, small as chess pieces. Watch, the HOD says. Timestamp 8:19. Calm writing. 22. Tiny slide at her shoe. Paper drifting like a leaf. She does not move. 24. The gray hoodie shifts. A small nudge under the desk. 26. The teacher passes. Red pen light on the desk. Weight 29. A second fold falls near the chair leg. Shadow catches it. 31. Bell. Chairs scrape, flow. 3 desks stay. The teacher pauses. He looks at her face on the screen, calm, careful, steady. He looks away. He does not want the room to see his eyes soften. Play, the HOD says. Back to 8:32, 8:35. The teacher lifts the squares, lays them flat. He says the words one at a time. The audio is low, but the shape is there, no heat. Just steps. Then the door window cam pops in the corner of the tablet. 8:39, bracelet flash, phone low. The HOD freezes it. That road is closed. They move on. The hoodie boy wipes his palms on his jeans. He stares at the screen as if it can erase itself. It does not. The cap boy stares at his beaded wrist. He turns the beads inside his sleeve and makes them disappear. They do not. The HOD draws another box on the timeline. 8:36, 8:38, back row phone, arrow to post. Okay, the teacher says, voice low. Now the part that will hurt. He looks at the HOD. We show the moment. The girl does not flinch. She nods once. Show it, she says. Her voice is small and strong at the same time. The HOD rolls the wide room camera ahead. 41. The teacher at the front desk. The students in the first row. The quiet girl in the side row watching like a camera with a heart. The hoodie boy's knee jumping. The cat boy biting his lip. Our girl, still breathing. The teacher walks forward with both notes. He sets them down on the front desk to explain the rules again. He turns slightly, a chair catches his path. A desk bumps his thigh. Papers slide. Hands move. In the corner of the frame, the girl lifts a hand, just a small rise to ask to speak. The teacher's hand lifts too. Open palm, 1 moment. Their movements cross like 2 birds flying at different heights. Then the thing. It does not look like the monster the internet wants. It looks like timing. The teacher reaches to block a second note from sliding off the desk. The girl's hand rises into the same space, reflex quick. His hand touches her wrist as he grabs the paper edge. A slap does not appear as an intention. It appears as a sound, a sharp clap of skin on skin as their angles collide. The room freezes. The wide camera catches shock on faces. The sound is small, but it is a knife in the quiet. The teacher's hand stops midair. His eyes widen. He breathes in like someone who just stepped off an unseen step. He starts, then stops. His face drains. He did not mean to. His bones know it. No one on the internet will know it. The Hod pauses the frame. The whole room stares at the still. Her wrist in the air, his palm open, both eyes wide, notes slipping, line between them thin and bright like a wire. No one talks. The clock does. The teacher finds his voice first. It is a small voice, but it does not hide. That is the sound in the 10-second clip, he says. He points to the inside post. This is the rest. The girl blinks once. Only once, I know, she says. It is not forgiveness. It is a fact she has given herself to hold until the day can hold it too. The hoodie boy covers his face. The cap boy looks at the door. The Hod does not move. Play the next 3 seconds, he says. Play. The teacher's hand pulls back. He does not grip. He opens his fingers like someone dropping a hot coin. He steps away from her personal space. He says clear, I'm sorry. He says it again louder. I'm sorry. He looks at the Hod in the camera view, but in real time he is looking at the past. His mouth forms the words, I did not mean. The audio is cluttered, but enough. The Hod pauses again. He draws a new box on the timeline. Accidental contact, hand wrist, immediate apology. He writes no grab in small letters. He underlines it once. He circles context twice, then the tablet pings. The office message arrives. Inside clip has spread to 2 more accounts. Captions say, teacher hits student for asking question. The room tilts. The HOD keeps his voice calm. We put out the full sequence now. Not tomorrow. Not later now. He looks at the teacher. You okay to show your own apology on camera? Yes, the teacher says. He swallows. Because it is true, he turns to the girl. Only if you are okay. He will not use her pain to clean his name. He will not move without her yes. Her eyes are steady. Show it, she says again. But also show the note. And the bracelet. And the water fountain. All of it. All of it, the HOD repeats. He nods once. He writes release pack on the timeline box. Wide room camera segment 819-845. Door window clip with bracelet. Corridor fold at fountain plus a clear statement. Rules. Misread accidental contact, apology, and correction. He adds consequences for the note writers and the filmer. He adds support for the girl. The teacher sits on the desk edge. He looks smaller now and more human. I should have stepped back, he says. I should have slowed down. The words are for the room and for himself. The HOD says, we will also bring the counselor. Procedure must have a heart. The door knocks. The hall monitor returns with the principal and the counselor. The room opens, not with noise but with structure. The counselor sits near the girl, slightly angled, voice soft. You first, she says. What do you need right now? Not later. Not in a report, now. The girl breathes. For the first time today, her shoulders drop a little. I need the truth to move faster than the clip, she says. Simple words. Big job, we'll make it move, the principal says, calm, firm. The HOD prepares the release pack. The principal drafts a clean statement. No names, no blame at the wrong person, no spin. The counselor stays with the girl. The teacher pulls his chair forward and faces the front camera, not to defend, but to describe and to apologize, plain, direct, real. The upload bar crawls across the tablet screen like a slow boat. Outside, the hallway hums with a new period starting. Inside, the small room holds a bigger kind of class. How to stop a wrong story. How to carry a right one. How to hold a human mistake without breaking a human being. The upload hits 100%. The principal says, send. The upload is gone now. It has left the room. It is somewhere between screens and hands and eyes. The tablet shows sent. The Hod sets it down. The principal stands. The counselor stays near the girl, a quiet anchor. The bell rings. Doors open up and down the hall. New feet, new voices. The day moves again. Inside room 204, no one moves fast. The teacher breathes in and out slow. He has just recorded a clear, simple statement. The rules, the notes, the timing, the accidental touch, the immediate apology. The principal recorded a short message too. Full timeline, no names, support first, consequences fair. The HOD's phone buzzes. He checks. The full video is live, he says. Pinned on the school channel. Comments off for now. The girl does not look at the tablet. She looks at the window. The light out there is sharper. The day is bright, but it does not feel soft. Not yet. The counselor leans closer. Water? She asks. Please, the girl says. Her voice is steady. She drinks. The straw bends. It does not break. In the hallway, a small group gathers near the door window. Whisper, tilt, peek. The hall monitor holds up a hand, palm out, calm. Back to class, she says with a small smile that means now. The principal nods to the HOD. I'll take the teacher to my office for the next steps, she says softly. You stay with the student. The teacher stands. He looks at the girl. I am sorry, he says again, not to a camera this time, but to a person. The words are real. They land, she nods. It is not finished. It is a step they leave. The door closes. The lock turns once. The HOD opens the timeline strip on the desk again. He adds a box, release posted. He circles it. He draws a line from inside clip to full sequence. The line looks like a bridge. He hopes it holds. The counselor's radio clicks. Front office to counselor. 2 parents arrived early, asking to meet. The counselor answers, on my way in 5. She looks at the girl. I can walk you to the student support room, she says. Quiet space, sofa, no eyes. The girl looks at her backpack. I will go, she says. Then she adds, can I pass by the board first? Of course, they walk to the front. The room is empty now, but it holds the shape of what happened. The board still has quiz ended. The timeline card rests below it. The girl reads the small boxes like a map of a storm. She touches nothing. She looks only. Then she turns and leaves with the counselor. The HOD stays. He cleans the desk. He places the 2 notes back in sleeves. He writes labels. He stacks them square. He is not angry. He is not calm. He is busy with the work of truth. His phone buzzes again. A quick scan. The full video has views, many. Some people watch and move on. Some people send it to others. A few write private messages that say thank you. A few write too late. He knows both kinds. He has seen both kinds. Down the hall, the counselor opens a small door with a soft key. The student support room is warm. Low lights, tissues, a plant that is alive, a small couch, a locked cabinet for forms. She sits with the girl. You set the pace, she says. I want quiet, the girl says. And then I want a plan. Good, the counselor says. Quiet now. Plan next. They sit in the quiet. The clock is gentle here. The air is kinder. The girl's hands relax. She sets her phone on the table, screen down. It buzzes. She does not flip it. Not yet. In the principal's office, the teacher sits in a chair with arms. He holds a paper cup. He does not drink. The principal reads the policy words, not to hide behind them, but to stand on them. No physical contact, she says. De-escalation first. He nods. He does not argue. He does not defend. He repeats the truth. He repeats the apology. The room hears both. We will notify parents, the principal says. We will offer support. We will document this exact sequence. We will train again. She pauses. And you will take today to step back, he nods. The cup bends in his hand. He lets it go. In a different room, the cap boy sits with a dean, signing the recording policy form again. The hoodie boy sits with another dean, filling an incident report. Pen scratch, heads lower. Words become lines on paper. Lines become steps. Back in the support room, the counselor slides a small form across to the girl. This lets you choose a support advocate for the next meetings, she says. An adult you trust. A parent, a coach, a teacher, me, the girl thinks. You, she says finally. And my mother on call. Done, the counselor says. She writes the names. Her handwriting is neat and round. It makes space feel safe. The HOD's phone buzzes again. He steps out to the hallway. 2 seniors stand near a fountain watching their screens. He hears one say, oh. The full video shows the apology. The other says, the notes too. Then they both go quiet. Small victories are still victories. A burst of messages arrives in the front office inbox. Some from parents, is my child okay? What happened? The office replies with the link to the principal's statement and the support line. Calm, short, Clear, then the sound no one wants. A step run in the hall. Not a stampede. Not a crowd. Just a rhythm that says fast. The hottie looks up. 3 students from another class rush past the window, excited, phones up. The hall monitor intercepts them. Back to class, she says. Her tone is kind and made of stone. They stop. They go. The school's social channel adds a second post, comment rules. Do not name students. No hateful speech. Verified facts only. It is a small fence. It will not stop every wolf. It will slow some. The counselor's radio clicks again. Parent here, someone says softly. The counselor looks at the girl. Ready? The girl nods. She stands. Her knees do not shake. They walk to a small side door that bypasses the main hall. The counselor opens it. In the quiet corridor, a woman waits with eyes that are already wet. There is no storm. There is a hug. It is long, it is careful. It is not the end. It is help. They sit together. The counselor repeats the sequence one line at a time like beads in a hand. The mother listens. Her fingers hold the edge of her bag. She asks gentle questions. She does not shout. She does not break. She breathes and says, "We will keep the record straight." Meanwhile, the HOD and principal meet again. The full video reached the same threads as the short clip, the HOD says. Some people are deleting their posts. A few are not. We are not chasing everyone, the principal says. We are telling the full story everywhere we can. She writes a plan on a notepad. Student assemblies with simple film literacy. Clips versus context. Staff refresher on calm hands, clear space. Office hours for any student who wants to talk. She circles support 3 times. The teacher stands at the window, away from the desk. He watches a tree through the glass. The leaves move. He says, "I will speak to her mother with you." The principal nods. "With the counselor," she says. Not alone. Back in the support room, the girl finally flips her phone. Messages. Dozens. Some from friends with big hearts and bad timing. "You okay? Call me." Some from unknowns, "I saw a clip." Some from people who matter. "I saw the full video. Proud of you for staying calm." She types only 2 words back to most. "Watching now." The counselor smiles. "Good boundary," she says. A soft knock. The principal and the teacher arrive. The room's air shifts, but it does not break. The counselor introduces everyone again, like names can be bridges too. The teacher speaks first. He does not read. He does not polish. He says the words he said to the camera, but slower, more human. The mother listens. She asks 3 clean questions. He answers all 3. He does not step around any. "Thank you for the apology," the mother says at last. "Now please ensure this never happens again to anyone." "Yes," he says. "It is a promise. It will need work." The meeting ends. Not with a handshake. With a plan. Class change for the girl if she wants. Check-ins next week. No contact rules reviewed with staff. Digital safety follow-up for the class. When they leave, the hallway is quieter. The second bell of the next period rings. The school finds its rhythm again, like a heart after a sprint. The HOD stops at the door of room 204. He looks at the empty seats, the clean desk, the small red dot on the timeline card where he drew context. He picks up the card and slides it into a folder labeled 204, Morning Incident Full. He writes one more line on the cover, Show Whole Stories. He underlines whole. His phone buzzes one last time this hour. The school channel shows a graph. Full video views are now higher than the 10-second clip. The curve bends the right way. Not all the way. Enough for today. He puts the phone away. He turns off the light. The room goes dim and kind. In the support room, the girl leans back on the couch. Her mother squeezes her hand once. The counselor brings tea in paper cups. The steam rises like a small flag that says safe. The girl takes a breath. "What about the boys?" she asks quietly. "They face consequences," the counselor says. "Private fair, not a show." The girl nods. She is not asking for a show. She is asking for a future. Outside, someone laughs at a joke about lunch. Someone ties a shoelace. Someone forgets a locker code. The world keeps doing world things. Inside, a story that could have become a weapon becomes a record instead. Morning turns to noon, then noon slides toward afternoon. The day slows, but it does not sleep. The message goes out, all student assembly. Gym, last period. The gym smells like floor polish and rubber. Lights hum. Bleachers fold out like long ribs. Students flow in row by row, shirts and backpacks, small whispers, quick looks. Phones glow like tiny stars. Teachers line the walls. The hall monitor stands like a lighthouse at the top aisle. Calm, bright, steady. She walks in with her mother and the counselor. They sit near an end of a row, not center stage, not hidden, just present. She keeps her back straight. Her hands rest on her knees. Her eyes are clear. The teacher stands across the gym with the principal and HOD. His face is quiet. He holds a folder under one arm. He does not hide behind it. The principal steps to the mic. No music, no slides yet, only a voice. "Good afternoon," the room answers, some loud, some soft. "We meet because a small clip ran fast," the principal says. And the full story had to run faster. Today is not a trial. It is a lesson we owe to each other. The gym goes quieter. Even the phones tilt down a little as if to listen. The principal nods to the HOD. He walks to a table with a laptop. A screen lowers from the rafters. The first frame appears. Context timeline, room 204, 8:05 to 8:45. Simple font. No drama, the HOD's voice is steady. We will show a sequence of short verified clips. We will pause. We will mark what each clip can and cannot prove. Then we will talk about people, not just pixels. Clip 1, the calm class. Quiet writing. No problem yet. Clip 2, a small folded paper sliding to her shoe. She does not touch it. Clip 3, gray hoodie at the water fountain, folding paper. Action, not rumor. Clip 4, the red dot. A hold, not a verdict. Clip 5, the door window angle. Bracelet flash, low phone. A wrong act, a wrong angle. Clip 6, the inside clip, 10 seconds, misleading alone. Clip 7, the wide room camera. Moment of contact, hand to wrist, immediate apology. The gym air tightens at the sound. No replay. The HOD freezes the frame after the apology. "We stop here," he says. "Because this is where the internet did not stop." He draws lines with a laser pointer. Here is the paper slide. Here is the knee bump. Here is the hand. Here is the apology. His voice is simple as a ruler. Then, quiet. The principal returns to the mic. Rules matter. Feelings matter. Timing matters. This school does not allow hitting. This school does not allow lying, filming through doors, or throwing blame at the wrong person. This school also does not break people for accidents when the person stands up and tells the truth. He turns to the teacher. "You may speak." The teacher steps forward. "No paper, no speech. I was tired. I was stressed. But those are not shields," he says. "I moved too close, too fast. The contact was accidental. I apologized at once. I am sorry again. We will train to stop this from ever happening to anyone." His eyes scan the gym but land on no one in particular. Then he looks toward her, not to pull her into a spotlight, only to include her. He nods, he steps back. The counselor walks to the mic. "Hurt is real even when intent is not," she says gently. "Support is not a rumor. Support is a plan. If you need to talk, we have rooms, times, and people. Come." The HOD lifts the mic one last time. "Phones can catch light," he says. "They cannot hold fairness. That is our job." He gestures to the screen. "You just saw how a 10-second trap tried to become the truth." "Not today." A hand rises in the bleachers. A senior. The principal nods. "Question?" The senior stands. "What happens to the boys who started this?" His voice is not angry. It is careful. "Consequences," the principal says. "Private, fair, and in line with policy. They will apologize. They will learn. They will repair." The senior nods and sits. Another hand. A freshman. "What about posts already online?" "Some are being removed," the HOD says. "Some will not be. But the full video is posted. If you share the whole." A murmur moves and settles. The hall monitor lifts a palm. The room breathes. The principal closes the assembly with 4 short lines like steps you can carry in a pocket. Look fully. Judge slowly. Speak kindly. Repair quickly. The bell rings. Not a blast. A mild sound. Students stand row by row. Some talk, some think. Some walk silent. The screen lifts back into the rafters. A white sheet folding up like a kept promise. In the quiet that follows, she and her mother step onto the gym floor with the counselor. A few students approach her. Not many. Enough. A girl from art class says, I watched the whole thing. She does not add advice. She adds a hand squeeze, quick and warm. A boy from science taps his chest and says, if you want my notes while you take a different class for a bit, say. She says, thank you. It is small. It is big. Across the floor, the teacher packs his folder. He does not hurry. He does not hide. The principal speaks to him low. He nods. He will not teach the last period. He will sit with policy and training instead. The cap boy walks past the bleachers with a dean. His bracelet is in his pocket now. The hoodie boy signs a form in a side office. Their faces are thin lines. This is not a show. This is a path. After school, the sky is the color of fresh chalk. She and her mother step into the cool air. The counselor waves from the door and says, tomorrow, same check-in? She nods. Tomorrow. They walk to the street. Cars hum. A bus sighs. A bird argues with a wire. Normal sounds feel new again. Her mother asks, home or tea first? She says, tea. They sit in a small shop with glass cups and warm light. Her phone is face down on the table. It buzzes twice. She lets it. Then she flips it. Top message. A link to the full video from a friend with one word. Context. Another. Proud of you. Another. I learned today. She smiles a little. Not a show smile. A quiet one. Back at school, the Hod sits at his desk. He places the timeline strip into a folder labeled Whole Story. He writes 3 words on a sticky note, then sticks it inside. Teach the pause. Because the pause is where harm can stop. The principal drafts an evening email to families. Clear, short, true. She ends it with the same 4 lines from the gym. She believes in repeating good words until they stick. The teacher opens a notebook in an empty room. He writes, space, breath, hands open. He draws a small square and writes, never reach over a student's space. Step back, invite, point, wait. He closes the notebook. He stares out the window. The sky holds. He breathes. The counselor unlocks the support room, resets the tissues, waters the plant, and writes tomorrow's schedule. 3 names. 1 blank space labeled walk-in. She leaves the light low. A small moon ready to help. Night comes in slow. The school windows turn into mirrors. The gym is empty again, but the sound of the assembly stays like a hum in the walls. The hall monitor makes one last pass down the corridor and clicks off the last light. Darkness settles. Not heavy, just right. At home, she sets her school bag by the door. She sits at her desk. She opens her small notebook with the blue cover. On a fresh page, she writes 1 sentence. A short clip tried to be the truth today, but we were louder. She underlines we. Then she closes the notebook, stands, and breathes a long, calm breath. The day is over. The story is not. It will echo in smaller rooms, staff meetings, kitchen tables, message threads. But it will echo with context now. Somewhere online, the 10-second post still exists in a corner. It is smaller tonight. The full video sits above it, pinned. The caption says, watch it whole. The crowd learned a thing. The school learned a thing. She learned a thing. The teacher learned a thing. And tomorrow, when the bell rings, a room will open. And a class will begin again, not perfect, but better, because a hand moved too fast once and a whole school learned to slow down.